Zach Viscome, and joining me today is a very special guest, Michael Reza. He's been in the financial services industry for over 40 years. I'm really excited to share his experience with you today. So Michael, thanks for joining me.
Great, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so obviously you've been in the business now, I said, for 40 plus years. I mean, tell me a little bit about what you're doing today.
Well, today I'm started a new private equity firm. We do lending, we participate in equity positions, try to help people get into the real estate finance business.
Awesome. And so, I mean, you've sat on boards, all kinds of boards. You've got, degrees in finance and everything that sort of qualifies you to really do whatever you wanted in this space. So what got you into lending?
I think what got me into lending was really trying to help people. Started off just getting people into homes, and that's kind of changed into now helping those same people get other properties so that they can have regular income and help support their family. Anything, job losses or anything that happens, disruption in their life, that they can continue to do the things that they like to do.
And so you're working with people who might are looking at maybe a second or a third home or a rental property or something like that. Is that correct?
That's correct. Just closed one. It was 100 units, actually. An investor that was working in hip hop, and he was on tour, and the tours kind of stopped with COVID, so he put his money in, and he's bought about 150 homes. Also helped a preacher who bought 100 homes the last couple of years while COVID has kind of hit.
I imagine that allows them to live a different life, right? In that it brings in income, but it also has their money working for them.
Yeah, exactly. They're able to make money while they're sleeping, while they're on vacation, while they're doing their passion projects. Drop their kids off at school, pick them up, just be available for their family as their family grows. And then also it helps people kind of, as their kids grow up, go to college, they kind of earmark some of the investments that they have. Here you go. This will help you get through college, get married, start a family.
Yeah, and that's great. And we were talking a little bit before we started rolling here, and you were saying that you started out in the lending space and really helping some indigenous people, I believe you said, and just the passion that you had for seeing people really get into their first homes a lot of times when they thought they couldn't, and now you've extended that, and I know that you're very passionate about helping people to sort of use their wealth in a way that allows them to live the life that they want.
Yeah, that's correct. It was actually at one time the largest lender to Native Americans. It was a very underserved population. Trust lands, it was a little complicated. People didn't want to really learn about it. To other types of pet projects like that. First-time home buyers where somebody wanted to bring their kid home. I remember one particular one because the place that they stayed didn't allow oxygen. They were in an apartment, and so buying a home meant bringing their child home, and that was very gratifying.
Yeah, that's great. So you have a lot of expertise in this space. Obviously, you've been helping a lot of people, but for somebody who doesn't really know what opportunities are out there for them, this is probably one of the first times that I've found somebody who's really focused on giving people these assets in real estate and things like that. And so I'd love to find out more about, what exactly does that take? I mean, how does somebody even get involved with you and start that process?
Well, the first thing is right now working with a number of groups, but one of them is most interesting is active service members. So right now they're deployed, they're in the service, and they're pulling all their resources together. So not only one person is trying to do this alone, and I think that's the key, just trying to surround yourself with like-minded people that have similar goals. In this case, when they get out of the service, that they're going to have 50 assets between the 10 of them. So I think just surrounding yourself, getting good coaching, getting good mentors, good realtors, really have kind of an idea of what your goals are, and then kind of work backwards.
And so in your space, do you work a lot with other people that help provide that full services to your clients?
I do. So it's a lot of realtors, financial advisors, it could be trade groups, anything that really is trying to help. It could be veterans groups. We're doing assisted housing for veterans, for senior citizens. I have a big project that we just built for senior citizens. So it's the growing population, the silver tsunami as they call it. So there's just a lot of great areas. People need shelter. It's a steady asset, and it brings in revenue today, tomorrow, and in the future and forever. So that's the great thing about investing in real estate.
Yeah, that's amazing. And being a veteran myself, I love people who give to that community, because a lot of times, even generations before me, I mean, it's gotten a lot better, but they're really kind of left, with very little knowledge of how to live life out here, even starting their own families and having a house, and and using their wealth or the things that they've been able to accumulate.
Yeah. So first,
that.
thank you for your service. Really greatly appreciated. And working on projects where returning veterans, kind of going through that cycle and integrating them into society or finding job opportunities is really great. Providing some of these multifamily properties that we're investing in, maybe we'll set aside one or two for veterans returning home or for their families. But it's really great to watch current, service members also thinking ahead when they return, pulling together the resources and making their future really come to fruition.
That's great, yeah. And so I ask everybody this question. I'm really interested to hear from you. Having bought and sold a couple businesses at least, and really been working with a lot of other successful people. What would be your tip or advice for somebody who's maybe just getting started or doesn't really know anything about this industry and where they could get started?
Go to classes, listen to people, talk to your realtors in the area. Just get to understand, feel comfortable. I think it's like baseball or anything else. Swinging the pitch the first time or swinging the bat, feels uncomfortable. But repetition over and over and over again, I think is very important to put yourself in a situation. Surround yourself with good people, I think, is the key to any kind of success.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I agree with you. I mean, it really is about surrounding yourself with the right people. And obviously, you're one of those right people, I would say, in this space. And so I know as a first-time home buyer, still, in my first house, and I love it. And being able to do that was such an exciting moment for my wife and now my family and 3 kids and stuff. And but the process was very unknown to me at the time. And it's really unknown to a lot of people. And so what would you share for somebody in kind of the process that you walk people through and how you help them?
So people are afraid of pulling their credit, as an example. It's like, what's my credit score? How does that play into it? Do I have enough money? How much is it going to take? Can I qualify, of course? Those type of things. My job, stability, those type of things are all the barriers to taking that first step. So I think getting pre-approved with some lender, is very important. That way they'll kind of give you your credit score, because there's different credit matrices. There might be one for buying a car, getting a credit card, or buying a home. They look at long-term credit a little differently than they do a credit card. So I think just start the process. Don't be afraid to reach out, talk to somebody. People are here to help you. And that's the best way, is really just to walk in those steps. And don't be afraid to do so. And I think after that, once you've done the first time, then, just buy number 2, buy number 3. We do the traditional type financing, trying to help people get into homes, but we also have private money that we try to help investors that don't qualify necessarily because they have a lot of rental properties. There's programs for that just based on a property income, not necessarily the borrower's income. And then we also help raise money. So we have a lending side, and then those are the active investors. Then we have the passive investors that basically want to put their money in real estate. The stock market, they've already, have enough in there. They've already bought some cryptocurrency. Now it's like, why don't I just go back to what my parents did, buy that $30,000 house and put it in real estate. And so we have that opportunity too, where people can get 8%, 9%, 10% return on their investment without actually owning the real estate. So they can help those veterans that want to buy their second home, third home, and yet it's secured by real estate at the same time.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks a lot for what you're doing. I think a lot of times the people behind the scenes, like the lenders, at least in my experience, they're the unsung heroes. You're really going to bat and finding the best opportunities, not only for investors, but for veterans or first-time home buyers and all these people. And so you really run the gamut of the type of people that you help in the real estate industry. So thanks so much for what you do, and thank you for joining me today on the show. It was a pleasure having you.